Now guys, it wasn't that long ago we were having a look at Bournemouth having sold Dominic Solanke for a club record fee to Tottenham Hotspur and thinking, wow, like the comments that are coming out from Andoni Iraola are really on the money. This squad is quite well rounded and does have a really high floor, and it just needs a little bit of upper class talent sprinkled into it. And Bournemouth could be a real shock, could be a real surprise package this season in the Premier League. And close your eyes and blink, and 2 seconds later, they have signed Brazilian striker Evanilson in from Porto in a move that I think really unlocks their options going forward, not only in the transfer window, but actually on the pitch in terms of how they're going to formulate their attack and develop as the season goes on. In the video today, we'll be looking at the impact and the kind of domino effect that we see at Bournemouth with Evanilson coming in and thinking, like, if this is the level of talent that they're going to bring with Evanilson, with Huijsen, Julian Arauko, maybe even Mamardashvili from Liverpool on loan. It doesn't take long before Bournemouth look like a proper top half team. At any point in the video, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this as we cover all the headline transfers throughout the summer window as we get set for the biggest season ever, I think, in European football, the 24-25 season, with the revamped Champions League, with the Premier League getting bigger and stronger every window. And get into the comment section in this one, Bournemouth fans, and let me know who should be or who will be the next incoming signing, because Evanilson, like I said, this takes this whole squad's complexion to another little level. And of course, we'll be really interested to hear your thoughts and feelings on where next to take the squad. Let your expertise be known, let your contributions be known in the comment section of what department, what area of the pitch should get this deluxe transfer window treatment, as it were. And yeah, let's just get stuck straight into it. Now, when I'm looking at all these squads across the Premier League and European football with the transfer moves in and out, and we lay this whole squad out on the tactics board and just have a think about how the team might develop, what direction is the manager going in, there's always this congregation in some area of the pitch of like unnecessary depth. And I think Bournemouth is maybe the exception to the rule, that when I look at the unnecessary level of depth they maybe have in centre midfield here, I actually don't mind it at all, because for me, the middle of the pitch, the engine room, the heartbeat of the team is the most important part to make sure that you've got a really high level of player available at all times, regardless of how many competitions you're playing in, etc. And with the rest of the squad being rather lean, you know, I know we've got a lot of wide attacking options in the likes of Sinisterra, Kluivert, Otara, Tavernier, Semenyo to compete between each other for like 2 spots out on the wings, maybe half a spot in this attacking midfield kind of position. But Evanilson, while Unal is going to be out injured certainly, is probably going to come straight into this Bournemouth team in a similar shape to what we've seen them playing against Nottingham Forest at the weekend, but just be the arrowhead, just be the finisher of the team essentially. But the thing with Evanilson is that although he is a very good penalty box striker, he's got a very good technique on his shooting, you know, he's a very capable finisher. This is a guy that's really robust. He doesn't mind getting shoulder to shoulder with defenders. He doesn't mind dropping into pockets when the whole team is a bit deeper, be involved in a bit of the link-up play, and then look to go on and beyond and, you know, wrestle the last man, get in front of goal, and either set his teammates up for tap-ins or take the shot himself. And that sort of profile gives him a lot of versatility, because as Unal comes back from fitness, maybe 1 or 2 other moves happen, like I can see Evanilson operating very effectively in the Premier League, coming from wide, or even in this kind of role that we've seen Tavernier played against Nottingham Forest, being the foil on the target man Unal, and kind of playing off second balls with him and forming what could be a very, very formidable partnership. Because in the depth that's up here with Sinisterra and Otara, there's a wee bit of versatility with these guys, a little bit up and down that line certainly. Semenyo played the weekend as the arrowhead forward, also got his goal, and Tavernier seems to be quite well regarded at Bournemouth and kind of ever present somewhat. They can really tailor make the attack, even with the current roster of players, very, very well to go through a Premier League season. Evanilson has played Champions League football, he's been at the top end of the Portuguese Primeira Liga, and players that come from those environments into the Premier League do have that air of confidence of like, they're not scared of the defenders they're going to be up against man for man. They want to take their chance. They're here to make their name. They're here, in his case, to try and reinforce his position in the Brazil national team as well. And you know how you can just tell sometimes when you look at a profile of a guy like Evanilson, this guy is not going to be shying out of stuff. He is not going to give up in terms of any defensive work rate that Andoni Iraola asks him to do, as well as like going forward and not being selfish. I think a big thing that does hold players back when they get to the tippy top, the Premier League, and they're looking to make their name, is sometimes they're one-on-one with the keeper. They've got somebody in support and they've just they're thinking, this is my chance. chance and they try and snatch at it. This guy might still do that. I would fancy him to score more than he misses quite easily, but he's also got that in his locker that, hey, it's all about the team and it's all about qualifying. You know, if you think about Porto days, qualifying for Champions League groups and winning the league in Portugal, where it is such fine margins that decides that on a regular basis, he will set his teammate up and he will just make sure the ball does hit the back of the net, whether it by his means or by setting up one of his teammates. And that's all well and good, and he is a striker, so as long as the ball's getting into the final third, we can expect to see him and see what sort of impact he can offer the team with the supporting cast he's got here alongside him. But like I've already kind of alluded to here, I do think his future in the squad could be more in this kind of off the striker position here. And that then leads me to looking at, like, you can decide between these who would be first choice, right? Bournemouth fans will know better than me. But target man Unal, and then this support cast behind him, 3 of these kind of 6 or 7 guys to choose from week in, week out, with Evanilson being probably one of the main players, one of the first names on the team sheet. Then, you know, we kind of zoom out and take a wee step back. This engine room midfield here has a lot of options, has a lot of competition here. I wouldn't imagine Bournemouth would be going out and looking to get another centre midfielder unless it was someone clearly a level above all else that's at the manager's disposal here. And with the recent additions that we've had, to Dean Huijsen coming in here, as well as Marcos Senesi already been incumbent, Barnier, Araujo, Aarons, Kerkez. It's a bit of depth down here, I suppose, with Satara and Sinisterra. They can play in that role if required. Then it maybe does just leave the goalkeeper, and we're hearing that Mamardashvili has kind of agreed terms with Liverpool. That deal's not all the way over the line yet, and part of the situation there is if Mamardashvili signs with Liverpool, he's going to come into this Bournemouth team and be the goalkeeper. And I think if you even just transplanted that situation into the squad right now, it would really make this a strong contender for, you know, 10th, 9th, 8th in the Premier League in terms of squad strength and I guess my overall predictions. But I still get this feeling that Bournemouth aren't done yet. And the Evanilson transfer, I think, is definitely one that shocked a lot of people how quickly it get done, the calibre of the player that's coming in. And again, right before that transfer, and like I said earlier in the video, Andoni Iraola was doing interviews, and he was being very robust and very confident on, you know, we see the level of the squad and we know we just need to add in a few extra next level talents to kind of push it, help the squad do it as well as it possibly can. So I don't think he was just talking about bringing in Evanilson. I don't think he was talking about like just Huijsen or whoever else had just came in, Araujo. I've still got a feeling, and I'm not too sure where they're going to sit, which is why I'm asking for you guys in the comment section to hear your thoughts and feelings. I love checking the comment section out after these videos. But where is the next place it really does get a big upgrade? Because it's not that terribly obvious to me. And if Bournemouth do go and get another 2 or 3 players that are going to make this best 11 better, then they've got to be really good players, and that in itself is an exciting thought, an exciting prospect if Evanilson is anything to go by. Breaking into the top half of the Premier League this season is probably going to be one of the hardest seasons ever, and Bournemouth, I think, are a really strong contender of a team that could do that against the odds, however you want to think of it as. And I'll be really excited and interested to see the next transfer move or 2 that they look to bring in with this Solanke money to reinforce the squad. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. On screen and now some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more content like this. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one.